I really feel like in the past couple of years, my closet has reached a state of equilibrium. I'm buying less clothing, I'm finding it easier to get dressed, either for special events or just for my day to day. And I think it somewhat has to do with me getting older. I'm just buying investment pieces more and more. And so I wanted to show you guys some of those today. These are my more luxury, high end designer pieces. I was going to call this just designer pieces, but then I realized I don't really know what counts as designer. And some of these I would consider investment pieces, but they're not necessarily designer. Anyway, so I broadened the category a little bit. And I would love to give you a feeling of how much I paid for these items. They are all secondhand. Some I bought online and some I bought in person. So I'll do my best. I'll probably put them on the screen because I'll have to do some research about it later. So I thought I would do this by designer to give you an idea of how I go about collecting these items. And I was going to start with the designer that I had the most pieces by, but it was a tie. So I have 4 Jil Sander pieces and I have 4 pieces from Issey Miyake, Pleats Please. I want to start with Jil Sander because I think people see a lot of Issey Miyake Pleats Please all the time. It's pretty ubiquitous. However, Jil Sander, one of my favorite designers to buy clothing from, secondhand, of course, I don't hear a lot about her very much these days. So this is what I have currently. It's 2 short sleeve button downs, 1 pair of pants, and this pair of mules, which I actually think I talked about before. I wear these quite a lot, obviously in hotter weather. The leather is just gorgeous. I mean, they're worn in, obviously, but they just look so nice. They're heavy. This back part is really heavy, and I can't really walk backwards in them. And when I walk downstairs, it's really embarrassing. And you go up and downstairs in New York City a lot, like on the subway, and they slap on the ground. And it's just, I just feel like it attracts attention. Like if I heard that sound behind me, I would turn around to see what was making it. So sometimes I feel a little hesitant about wearing them if I'm going long distances, but in general, I love them. I think they're beautiful. These button downs I wear very consistently in the summer. This one's a little bit thicker and it's really close to my skin tone, but I love the shape of it, so I have to wear it. And then this one I got more recently, it's see-through, and I've been wearing it a lot this season. These pants are wool. You know what? Let me try them on so you guys get a better idea. However, they're a really light wool, so I've also been wearing these in the spring summer season. When I got these pants, I thought they were black. Online, they looked black. And even in this video, they might look black, but I swear to God, they're a very dark navy, and that has changed everything about the way I style them. A concern for me when I first tried them on, I don't know if you can see, but because my thighs are so big, this pleat splits. It's, I'm sure, supposed to lie flat here, but between my butt and my thighs, it just doesn't. I thought that would bother me more, but I wear these all the time and I've sort of just gotten over it. I don't typically wear brands together, like I wouldn't wear all one designer in an outfit necessarily, but I do think paired together, you get a really good idea of the sort of vibe for the brand. It's loose and really elegant, but also has some great structure to it. And it's just the sort of this is like the woman I want to be in my older age. I think the Jil Sander woman is professional and she's put together, but it's also very easygoing. It's not complicated dressing. I threw the shoes on for good measure. Sorry, I just realized you can't really see the full body from where I was. Can you see me over here? I feel very far away from the camera. Is this getting there? Got a little bit of the full effect over here. If I could do this every day, wear Jil Sander every day, I would, but I need a lot more money to do that. Okay, next up is Pleats Please. I have a baggy long sleeve, a tank top, and pants. And I'm definitely going to try to style these all together. At Pleats Please, I think it's meant to be a set or a mix and match kind of situation. They really do go together. I didn't buy them all together, but let's see how they look on. To be honest, I'm having a day where I wish I didn't have hair, like no hair. So I tried to pin it all back, but my hair is so layered that it's not really working, and I'm not a deft hand with gel. So excuse this situation. I just want it out of my face. We're pretending that I do not have hair today, or we're doing our best. Anyway, here's Issey Miyake. This shirt I got particularly for fall. Plaid is always very fall to me. It fits so weird, to be honest, but I like it, and I'm happy with it, and I'm keeping it. And this outfit right now I'm sweating in, but it's a very drapey idea. Pleats Please in general. there are a lot of natural drapes to the clothing, how they're made, but I usually redrape it a little bit based off of what I'm wearing it with. So like that already, that little tuck, I like that a lot better. But why does it make your boobs look like this? You know, many have asked, few have answered. Let's do the bag. My little push-its. Come here. Okay. A big thing I talk about when it comes to fashion is not wanting to be known. I don't love things that scream where they're from or scream your references. However, Please Please, it's like almost, it's screaming it so loudly that I almost don't mind it because it's like, yes, obviously, yes. And if you go to an art gallery, like this is what you want to wear. If you go to, my mom works in furniture, if you go to like a furniture show, you want to be wearing Please Please and everyone gets it and everybody knows and it's kind of, it's like almost expected. And at that point, it's sort of fun. You know, these are the pieces that I have. You know, what Please Please do you like to wear? It's engaging in that community. I've also thought a lot about wearing this shirt inside out. I actually haven't done it yet, but I like this sort of very dull version of the pattern that comes through. And I wouldn't wear it with these pants actually in this case. I would probably wear them with jeans or even, you know, just a black trouser or something. Here's the yellow top. I've actually owned this piece the longest. Something that's always bothered me about it is that I am very wide on top. I have wide shoulders, and I think this hits me in just not exactly the right way. It makes me appear wider, which is fine. Like I like having wide shoulders, but I just think there's a specific way to sort of deal with that proportion. One thing that I started doing recently, which has made it all better, is I've just sort of started tucking these sides into my bra strap, which creates this indent, and I think it looks a million times better. So let me do that real quick. How I figured this out was I was at a house party and they didn't have AC, or they had like one window unit in the bedroom. I was trying to get some relief. I was sweating so badly. And I was wearing this top with, I think, my black wool trousers, which was obviously already a bad idea, but I was just trying to find any relief. So I was essentially rolling my sleeves up. I was rolling whatever sleeves up I had, and this is what came out of it. And I've liked it and been doing it ever since. My most recent purchase is actually the little bag, and in some ways I think it's my favorite. I think it's the most wearable. Like you can wear it with many, many outfits casually. You can dress it up, and it's also one of my smaller purses. So for a fancier event, I feel like a smaller purse is nice sometimes. And I actually got it in Japan at a secondhand store. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the price that I paid. But navy is a big color for me in general. I wear a lot of navy. Since we're in Issey Miyake, I feel like we should continue with the other Japanese designer slash high-end stuff that I have. I do have Yoji. You guys know I love Yoji Yamamoto, but I have mostly, or all the stuff I have by him is for winter, and I just can't try on coats and sweaters and jackets and stuff in my bedroom right now with the AC off. It's not possible, so I will probably do a winter version of this video later in the year. If I forget, feel free to remind me. But let's do Comme des Garçons. So this is a Comme des Garçons dress I got at Beacon's Closet in New York City. Beacon's has a lot of secondhand designer, and they're usually priced fairly well. This, I think, was particularly priced well because it's in bad shape. It is very much moth bitten, moth ridden. It's full of holes. It's a wool dress, which is tough, I think, for anyone because, you know, where are we wearing wool dresses to that are, you know, this short? I have figured it out. For me personally, I wear these with jeans. It's not really my style in general, this kind of cute dress. I'll try it on for you and you'll see. I like it a lot and I've already kept it for many years. I've had it for a bunch of years. I wear it maybe once or twice per season, but I like that it sort of forces me out of my comfort zone. And I think there's good purpose to that in having something like that in your closet. So here it is on. It's actually a little small for me. It's a size small, and in American sizing, I'm sometimes a small, sometimes a medium, sometimes a large. Like it can really depend. In Japanese sizing, I'm usually a large or something in that vein because, you know, I am usually like a size 8 or 10. I'm like a waist 30 or 29. I'm not on the skinniest side of straight sizing. And every time I try to describe myself as like thick or curvy, people tell me I'm not. So I just say what size I am, and then it will be very clear what I mean. So these are the jeans I usually wear them with. They're these super, super long jeans. I usually wear them cuffed, obviously, but I don't want to show you my feet right now. So I'm just wearing them long. I'm hiding them in my huge jeans. Um, but I actually don't wear these jeans that much either, but I do wear these pieces together. It's hard when you have some pieces that only go with like one or two other things to just feel okay about holding on to them, but I've had both of these pieces in my closet. I wear them infrequently but regularly. Like I wear them regularly, infrequently, and so I just haven't given them up, and I don't know if I will. My other CDG purchase is these pants. It's black, Comme des Garçons. I don't know if they're men's or not. They have this little adjustment on the side, which to me feels like women's wear. Maybe I should just look up black. But they're also not that long, so maybe they are women's wear because I feel like men's wear would have a longer inseam. These are a medium, and they fit me pretty well. Uh, I'll show you how they look. I've been wearing these pants a lot this spring and summer, and I like them to be the sort of star of the show. And this is one of those pieces of clothing that I almost always get complimented on. People really like them because I think they're in the realm of like normal clothing, but there's something just a little bit odd about them, and most people have never seen these pants. I mean, I've never seen these pants before. I've never seen them anywhere. They're like this green khaki color, and then they have it's funny, it is very CDG because they have what ostensibly looks like military markings, right? That's like these arrows are what a commander or something would have on an epaulet to designate rank, and then they have these fake pockets as if they were cargo pants, but they're not cargo pants. So it's very classic, like, referencing something, but sort of making fun of it, the deconstruction of the idea of military wear. Anyway, this is generally how I've been styling this outfit, and it's my sister-in-law was making fun of me because she was like, "This is such a Janus outfit." Janus is my mom's name, and it is. She loves wearing a nice tank top, accessories, French basket, fun pants, and you know what? I think it's great to emulate the people you love when they have fabulous fashion. Okay, next I have Kapital. Kapital. I don't think this is considered designer, but they were pretty pricey pieces, and they are generally, even on the secondhand market, and especially firsthand. So I have this denim jacket. I said I wasn't going to do jackets, but this is the only two capital pieces I had, so I felt like I had to do them together. And then I have this little polo, which I can throw on. I actually like this polo with these pants too, so that'll be perfect. See, are these not cute together? I love this little duo. It's like so Americana, but making fun of Americana. It's exactly, I feel like, what I love about fashion, which is referencing something and also sort of finding it silly at the same time. Because obviously, I talked about, I think, all the meaning behind the insignia on these pants. And then this polo has this interesting double button design, and I don't usually button it up all the way, mostly because it's a bother to do that. But it's so classic to take something classic and give it your own little spin. And I mean, I love when brands do that. I eat it up every time. I'm very simple. I'm very simple that way. So this is the Capital Polo. I do wish it was just a little bit cropped. I think this actually is a men's shirt. So men's shirts generally go long, and I don't think they hit at the most flattering place, but I didn't feel comfortable cropping a piece like this. This jacket I believe I got off of eBay, so I should be able to find the price. And I sort of got it for me. I sort of got it for my partner. It's currently hanging on my partner's side of the closet, but I do borrow it every now and then. I think it looks very good on him, especially since obviously it's a little oversized on me. I like Capital a lot. I would say this jacket in particular, it gets very wrinkly. And for a denim jacket, I feel like it should have a little bit more structural integrity. And it really doesn't. I mean, it's more of a shirt. And I love the design of it. I love the way they do these back pockets is super cool. Not that functional. I don't think I would put anything back here, but it does feel just a little bit cheap. Um, I think that's fine, but it's just something to keep in mind if you're looking at this type of jacket. Okay, so this pair of pants, it's from this brand Wave of Sand, and I guess it's high end. I'm gonna say it's high end because it was pretty expensive for me to get even secondhand. I believe it was $200 or something in that area. They might have been on sale for 150, but it was something in that range, and they are essentially just gi, like pants that you would wear to do martial arts, but they're like really fancy gi. And my friend said they looked their price. Like she thought they looked high quality and they looked great. And I really appreciate that about them. They are really thick and they feel well made. And if you can see, it's going to be kind of hard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you, but there's essentially a stitching pattern here that is wavy down to the knee, which is a nice detail, but pretty hard to see. This could fit obviously a pretty wide range of people, and then you sort of decide. I've been trying to do this sort of pleated style in the front. Do I pleat in or do I pleat out? Every day it might change. So I fold the front like that, and then I tie it here. And I do have to re-tie it throughout the day to make sure it's still tight and my pants aren't falling down. But I'll usually do either a mixture of like a tuck or I just throw my shirt over it and you can't even really see it. Or because the tie will sort of stick up like that, I'll do a half tuck. But I've been wearing them a lot, so that makes them feel worth it. And I find them very cool. Like kind of like, oh, that's interesting. That's a little different. You know, something a little different. I can't get enough of. Okay, I feel like we're getting to the stragglers here. This is a Helmut Lang top. Ugh, black is so hard to pick up on camera sometimes, but it's got beautiful drapes. And I don't love how thick it is up here in general. I don't think that's, again, the most flattering thing for me on my body, but I don't really have a shirt like it, and I don't generally find shirts like it when I'm shopping. I think I got this. Did I get this at Beacon's Closet or did I get this online? I'll look it up later. And it has sort of a nice open back. I'm wearing this crisscrosses my bra, but it has a nice open back. You can wear it braless or with a bra as you wish, and I'm happy to I'm happy to own it. In the same vein, I have this Vivienne by Vivienne Tam top. I have one more Vivienne Tam piece, which I'll show you. It feels something about the neckline feels very rich lady to me, and I usually just tuck it in if I'm going out to like a semi-nice dinner. This is my other Vivienne Tam top. As you can see, it's completely sheer. This is a real cool girl item for me. I like mesh tops because they feel boyish, they feel covered up, and at the same time are obviously very sexy. And that's a very important line that I like to play in when I get dressed, especially to go out. So I have this one. I was obsessed with wearing mesh tops. Obviously, they were trendy a couple of years ago before the pandemic. Like 2018 was my mesh shirt peak. But I don't wear them much anymore. However, I think my mom has always worn them, and since I wore them with such ferocity that I'm not going to get rid of them. I think they will come back. I think I will find a way to love them again and wear them again with some regularity. In that thread, during the height of mesh shirt popularity, I did find and purchase a cop.copine shirt, and it was within my budget. I think I got it off of Etsy, so I'll find that price for you. And again, I don't wear this that much anymore, but I think it's beautiful, and I love the fact that it's like moon themed because I've always had a thing for that. I mean, it's not that crazy to like the moon or be interested in the moon, but especially during that time in my life when me and my partner were like really falling in love, I was feeling very romantic about the moon, and I think part of that was why I wanted to get this shirt. And I have one bracelet that has a moon charm, and I guess I have this, and those are my only moon themed clothing. But it really means a lot to me at this point in my life because the moon just reminds me of when I was falling in love with my partner. So my last, I guess, long sleeve mesh, though I don't know if this counts as mesh, it is see-through. This is a vintage courrèges blouse, and it'll be tough to see, but it really is sort of falling apart, like where the buttons are. You can tell since people pull here to take the buttons off, this has all started wearing away. This is probably one of my most feminine pieces of clothing, but I think because it's black and almost because it is sheer, it still feels like it really works in my wardrobe, but the, like, little almost, like, puffed sleeves here, these puffed shoulders with these frills, it's not something I would typically buy, but I was with my parents at one of the famous sort of large Parisian secondhand area. They have these huge secondhand markets, like vintage markets, and I was with my parents at one, and I saw this shirt, and my dad said he would buy it for me. I don't think it was above 200 euros. I feel like it was around 100. So I just thought it was a beautiful piece, and it fits me really well. And I think that was surprising because I don't know, you just don't find stuff that fits you super well so easily. So he was nice enough to get it for me. This shirt, it is really a little too small for me, but I was intrigued by it. I think it was probably around $50, if not less, at Beacon's Closet. And I had this idea that I could pair it with something interesting, but I haven't really worn it with stuff outside of this pair of jeans that I bought, which are from Studio Nicholson. I got these off of the Real Real, I want to say for $70, something like that. I can probably check. And I got this pair of pants specifically to go with this top because I thought they would be a pretty good denim match. And they are. Like when I wear them together, pretty much no one can tell that they're not from the same set. And this is, I'll just throw them on. But this is just like one of the most fun things I've ever done while buying clothes secondhand, is just being able to thrift essentially a denim two piece. So here they are together. I had to get the pants altered because they were too big for me. And now they don't look super natural as like just a pair of jeans, but the way that this shirt covers them perfectly, the length at which they hit, it just all somehow worked together so well. And now I wear this look to events. Like I wore it to my cousin's wedding shower and, things like that. And it's a nice standout piece. I feel very lucky to have put it together. The very last two things I have to show you are my Margiela loafers. So I have these, they're MM6 Maison Margiela, so I think again that's like a cheaper sort of line that they have. And they have these fun circular heels. I really need to get them resoled. That is on my list to do, though I haven't done it yet. And I believe these were around $100. I will check that for you. And then of course, I have a pair of tabbies. I had to do it. It's like I didn't want to do it, but I did do it. And unfortunately, they're really not as comfortable as I want them to be. And I have a very low tolerance for discomfort, but I really do like them. I like that they're this crocodile sort of leather and that they are loafers and not the heeled boots, because I just didn't think I was going to wear the heeled boots as much as I was going to wear a pair of loafers. And I don't have many loafers. I have more pairs now, but when I bought these were like my only pair of loafers. I did get these resold. You really have to get them sold. Margiela shoes, as far as I can tell. I don't know why they give them to you with like nothing on there, but these were pricey. I think they were probably around 500 and they're usually around 700, 900, 1,000, so they were still a good deal, but a tough buy. I'm still a little iffy on them, to be honest, but I have them now, and I'm gonna try to wear them as much as I can. So that's it. I came up with a new way to hold back my bangs, which is really the problem. I need a headband is what I need. But I wanted to just go through everything. I really didn't grow up in a family or with family members that cared much about brands or designer brands at all. My mom certainly didn't, even though she is a really stylish person. That wasn't something that she engaged with, and that wasn't something that I engaged with until I was much, much older, like again in the past 5 years or so. Partially, of course, because I wasn't making adult money until the past 5 years or so. And I just think it's interesting because I don't think there's a necessity to it. I don't think you need to be buying designer to buy good quality clothing at all. However, there's an ease to it if you do find stuff you like, but you could do this with any brand. If you're really trying to figure out how to invest in good quality clothing, you want some sort of assurance that what you're getting is something that you'll like, something that you'll wear often, something that you know will fit you. And an easy way to do that is to become, familiar with brands. And it doesn't have to be designer brands, but like I said with Jil Sander, I have an assumption for how the clothing will feel, what the quality is, how it will fit into my lifestyle. And because so many of the pieces have worked for me before, I have an assumption that more pieces will work for me again. And that just, it creates a little bit more stability in a wardrobe. I would love to hear what you guys like, what sort of brands or designers that you always have alerts for or notifications on if they pop up on the secondhand market online. And it's also just the thrill of the hunt, right? That's part of the game is trying to find your grails or the cheapest possible items with a brand that you really like.